Emily Parker had always prided herself on her practicality. She worked as an event planner in Boston, orchestrating everything from corporate gatherings to lavish weddings. Her life was meticulously organized, a necessity in her chaotic profession. After a rough breakup with her long-term boyfriend, Emily decided that love would have to wait. She needed stability and focus, and romance was the last thing on her mind. When her best friend Sarah suggested finding a roommate to split the cost of her apartment, Emily thought it was a great idea. She had been struggling to keep up with the rent alone since the breakup, and the extra money would be a big help. They posted an ad online, and within a few days, they had several applicants. But it was the last one who caught Emily's attention. Jack Thompson was a struggling writer with a charming smile and an easygoing demeanor. He had just moved to the city to chase his dream of becoming a published author. His finances were tight, and he needed an affordable place to stay. Emily and Sarah interviewed him, and he seemed like the perfect fit. He was respectful, tidy, and had a good sense of humor. Most importantly, he agreed to Emily's strict no-romance policy. She didn't want any complications. Jack moved in, and things went smoothly at first. They established a comfortable routine, sharing chores and occasionally watching movies together. Emily found Jack's presence surprisingly pleasant. He was considerate and easy to talk to, and his writing stories added an interesting layer to their conversations. They quickly became friends, bonding over late-night snacks and discussions about their respective careers. But as the weeks turned into months, Emily started to notice subtle changes in her feelings. She found herself looking forward to their evenings together, enjoying the way Jack's eyes lit up when he talked about his latest story idea. There were moments when their hands would brush against each other while reaching for the popcorn, sending a thrill through her that she tried to ignore. Jack, too, was beginning to feel the strain of their no-romance policy. He admired Emily's dedication to her job and her ability to remain composed under pressure. Her laughter was contagious, and he cherished the easy camaraderie they shared. But he respected her boundaries and didn't want to jeopardize their friendship or living arrangement. One fateful night, their carefully maintained balance tipped. They had just finished watching a romantic comedy that Emily had insisted on, and the air in the room was charged with an unspoken tension. As they laughed about the movie's ridiculous plot, Emily felt a sudden, overwhelming urge to kiss Jack. The look in his eyes told her he was thinking the same thing. Before they knew it, they were leaning in and their lips met in a tentative kiss. It was sweet and hesitant at first, but quickly deepened as they gave in to the feelings they had been denying for so long. When they finally pulled away, they were both breathless, staring at each other in stunned silence. The next morning, reality hit them hard. Emily's mind raced with doubts and worries. She couldn't believe she had broken her own rule. How would this affect their living situation? What if things didn't work out and they were stuck living together awkwardly? Jack, sensing her anxiety, suggested they keep their budding relationship a secret from their friends and anyone else for the time being. They agreed, albeit reluctantly, to proceed cautiously. What followed were weeks of hilariously awkward attempts to hide their relationship. They sneaked around the apartment, trying to keep their romantic encounters under wraps. There were close calls and moments of panic whenever Sarah or other friends dropped by unexpectedly. One time, Sarah almost caught them cuddling on the couch, and they had to scramble to act nonchalant, causing them to accidentally knock over a bowl of popcorn. Their friends began to notice the strange behavior. Sarah, in particular, was suspicious. Emily and Jack's efforts to maintain a facade of normalcy often led to comical situations. They invented absurd excuses to explain away their odd behavior, such as claiming they were rehearsing for an amateur theater production or participating in a bizarre fitness challenge. Despite the chaos, Emily and Jack's bond grew stronger. Their secret romance was exhilarating and brought a sense of excitement to their lives. They discovered new things about each other, like Jack's hidden talent for playing the guitar and Emily's knack for baking delicious desserts. Their late-night conversations became more intimate, and their connection deepened with each passing day. But living a double life took its toll. The strain of keeping their relationship a secret began to wear on them. Emily felt guilty for deceiving her friends, especially Sarah. Jack, too, struggled with the constant need for secrecy. They both knew they couldn't keep this up forever, but neither was ready to face the potential consequences of coming clean. The tension came to a head during a party at their apartment. Surrounded by friends and laughter, Emily and Jack found it increasingly difficult to maintain their act. They exchanged longing glances from across the room, their desire to be together openly almost too much to bear. The risk of being discovered was high, but the pull between them was stronger. As the party went on, Sarah pulled Emily aside. "What's going on with you and Jack?" she asked, her eyes filled with concern. Emily's heart raced. It was time to make a choice, continue hiding or come clean and face whatever happened next. Emily took a deep breath, ready to reveal the truth, but before she could speak, a sudden commotion erupted in the living room. Jack had accidentally spilled a drink on one of their friends, causing a domino effect of chaos and laughter. The moment was lost, but Emily knew that their secret couldn't stay hidden much longer. As the night ended and the guests left, Emily and Jack were left alone in the now quiet apartment. They exchanged a look, both understanding that the charade was nearing its end. It was time to confront their feelings and decide whether their relationship was worth the risk of potentially losing their comfortable living situation and the trust of their friends. Emily and Jack had been tiptoeing around their feelings for weeks, trying to balance their budding romance with their responsibilities and friendships. But the constant need for secrecy and the pressure of maintaining their no-romance policy finally reached a breaking point. One evening, after another close call with Sarah almost discovering them, Emily and Jack had a serious conversation. Emily's anxiety had been mounting, and she couldn't shake the fear that their relationship would implode, leaving them in an even worse situation. Jack, sensing her distress, tried to reassure her, but his own frustrations were bubbling up as well. "I just don't know if we can keep doing this," Emily confessed, her voice trembling. "I hate lying to Sarah, and I'm scared of what might happen if things don't work out between us." Jack's heart sank. He understood her concerns, but felt helpless. He cared deeply for Emily and didn't want to lose what they had, yet he also didn't want to keep hiding. They agreed to take a step back and reassess their situation. It was a painful decision, but they hoped that some distance might help them figure things out. For the next few weeks, Emily and Jack tried to maintain a platonic relationship, focusing on their individual lives and avoiding any romantic interactions. The apartment felt different, emptier, colder. Emily missed their late-night conversations and the comfort of Jack's presence. Jack, too, struggled with the absence of their closeness, feeling a void that no amount of writing or distraction could fill. Their friends noticed the change but didn't press for details. Sarah, in particular, sensed that something was off but respected Emily's space. Emily threw herself into her work, planning events with a new intensity, while Jack buried himself in his writing, trying to channel his emotions into his stories. One evening, Sarah invited Emily out for drinks, hoping to lift her spirits. As they sat in a cozy bar sipping cocktails, Sarah finally broke the silence. "Emily, I don't know what's going on, but I'm here for you. You don't have to go through this alone." Emily's resolve crumbled. She confided in Sarah about her relationship with Jack, the secret romance, and their recent decision to take a step back. Sarah listened intently, her expression a mix of surprise and understanding. "Emily, you deserve to be happy," she said gently. "If Jack makes you happy, you shouldn't be afraid to be with him." Sarah's words resonated with Emily, planting a seed of hope. She realized that she had been so focused on the potential risks and complications that she had forgotten the joy and connection she felt with Jack. The no-romance policy had been a safety net, but it was time to face her fears and take a leap of faith. Meanwhile, Jack had been reflecting on his own feelings. He missed Emily terribly and couldn't ignore the fact that their time apart had only made his feelings for her stronger. One night, as he sat alone in his room, he made a decision. He couldn't let fear dictate his life. Emily was worth the risk. The next morning, Jack found Emily in the kitchen, preparing breakfast. He took a deep breath and approached her. "Emily, I can't do this anymore," he said, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "I miss you. I don't care about the no romance policy or what anyone else thinks. I want to be with you, openly and honestly." Emily turned to face him, her eyes wide with surprise and hope. "Jack, I've been feeling the same way. I don't want to hide anymore." In that moment, they both knew that they were ready to face whatever challenges came their way. They embraced, the weight of their fears lifting as they held each other close. It was a leap into the unknown, but they were willing to take it together. Later that evening, they invited Sarah over to share their decision. Emily was nervous, but determined. As they sat in the living room, she and Jack explained everything: how their feelings had developed, the struggles they had faced, and their decision to stop hiding. Sarah listened, her expression shifting from surprise to a warm smile. "I'm happy for you both," she said, hugging them. "I always thought there was something special between you two. It's about time you realized it too." With their friends' support, Emily and Jack felt a renewed sense of confidence. They embraced their relationship, no longer worried about hiding their feelings. Their lives became more vibrant, filled with laughter and shared moments that they could finally enjoy without fear. The journey to get there had been filled with twists and turns, but in the end, Emily and Jack found that their love was stronger than any obstacles they had faced. They navigated the challenges of living together as a couple, learning to balance their personal and shared lives. As the seasons changed and the city buzzed with its usual energy, Emily and Jack grew closer, their bond deepening with each passing day. They continued to support each other's dreams, Emily's thriving career in event planning and Jack's progress as a writer. One evening, as they walked hand in hand through the park, Emily looked up at Jack and felt a profound sense of contentment. She had found love in the most unexpected place, her own apartment, and with it, a partner who understood and cherished her. Their story was proof to the idea that sometimes the best things in life come when you least expect them. Emily and Jack's journey from roommates with a no romance policy to a couple deeply in love was filled with laughter, challenges, and ultimately a happily ever after.